Hello, sports fans, and welcome to the Scott Sports 101 Sunday Night Football post-game show. And, late games post-game show and Sunday Night Football pre-game second quarter show because they're well underway. We'll get to that in just a moment, but the Browns had four turnovers in the, in the game today, and the penalties really did them in. To say the least, the Browns were not prepared for this game today, as the Browns lose to the Patriots 27-13 and Bill Belichick at Gillette Stadium in Foxborough, Massachusetts, and Bill Belichick gets his 300th career coaching win. I have one thing to say, boys. This loss today is unacceptable. The turnovers have got to stop, and the penalties have got to stop. The dropping passes has to stop. The mistakes have to stop and be fixed completely. The bottom line is, Browns, you guys need to start playing with efficiency and discipline and prepare yourselves for these games. Study your opponents. Look at what they do. Look at your mistakes. Correct them, because we cannot keep losing games like this. We need to start winning games. I mean, you guys they've dug themselves into a hole Sunday, and it cost them. The hole they dug for their season might be too deep for them to climb out of. But we have 7 or 8 games left this season, and we need to win those games, a majority of those games, if we want to make the playoffs. So you've got to start winning. Next week, you've got the Denver Broncos coming in here. In Denver. You're going to Denver to play the Broncos. Excuse me. You have got to really start to play with efficiency and discipline. Prepare yourselves and really break out and play like the team that we had high hopes for you for. Excuse me. Now, because we want you guys in the playoffs for the first time in 30 years. For the first time since 2002, and for the first time since 30 years ago. We want you in them. You need to play like the team we expect you to play like. This loss was unacceptable. You need to come out. You need to be ready to play. And I apologize for my frustration. I am very frustrated right now. And I do apologize for it, because I did not want us to go to 2-5. I wanted us to go to 3-4 because I wanted us to end the Patriots' unbeaten streak, but unfortunately that did not happen today. I mean, the Pats dug them. The Browns fumbled the ball and turned it over right away in the first quarter, and the Pats they were already up 17-0, having scored 2 touchdowns and a field goal. And the Browns finally got on the board in the first quarter. They were down 17-7. Actually, it was in the second quarter, excuse me. And then they were down 17-7 at the half. And then it was 17-10 in the third. They kicked a field goal. But then the Patriots scored another touchdown, and it was 24-10. And then the Patriots scored another touchdown in the fourth quarter. It was 27-10. And then the Browns kicked another field goal. It was 27-13. But Nick Chubb, he had a brief play, and then he dropped the pass. That's unacceptable. You can't do that, Nick Chubb. You've got to not do that. And they were giving the Patriots too much room to run. And I just feel this was mainly unacceptable. And I just feel they need to start to play with efficiency and discipline. You can't keep playing games like this. And they intercepted the ball a couple of times, and that's how the Patriots just had their number, and they just really dug themselves into a hole in this game. The penalties cost them. There were way too many penalties. You've got to not have penalties. You've got to not turn the ball over. You've got to not fumble or intercept it. And Baker Mayfield, he got sacked too many times. Mayfield, you've got to not get sacked, and he has to not take so long throwing the ball. He has to not throw it off his left foot. I mean, you've got to correct his mistakes. I mean, Next week, you got to beat the Broncos. We have to go to 3-5, and then we got to continue to win. We've got to beat Buffalo, go to 4-5, and after that, we have got a Thursday night football game with the Pittsburgh Steelers on November the 14th. We have to win that one and go to 5-5. And then the week after, we have again after that, we have to win that one and go to 6-5. And Baltimore needs to lose their next 4 games. Because I want us back in first place. I don't want us to get in as a wild card unless we absolutely have to. And once again, I apologize for my frustration. But I just feel this loss was unacceptable today. Because the turnovers just costed them. And I mean, I congratulate Bill Belichick on his 20th career coaching win. But I just felt the Browns really should have beaten the Patriots at home. I just really feel they had a chance, and they really could not. They just did not take advantage of it. And even though the Patriots hardly ever lose at home, this is one of those times they could have beaten the Patriots at home. I just feel that this was one of them. But to say the least, the Patriots get the win 27-13. Browns fall to 2-5. Patriots go to 8-0. Still remain undefeated. I got to give the game balls to the Patriots. I wanted to give them to you, Browns, but I can't give them to you. Unless you guys start winning, I can't give them to you. So, Tom Brady, 20 of 36 carries and attempts, 259 yards, and 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. Sony Mitchell, or Michael, 21 carries, 74 yards, no touchdowns, no interceptions. And Julian Edelman, 8 receptions, which should be 78 yards, and 2 touchdowns and no interceptions. So, but the Browns do have the Denver Broncos coming in here next week, so we'll see what happens with that. And right now, I want to go over the NFL Week 8 scoreboard. The late games first, and I'll get back to the early games. The San Francisco 49ers walloped. Excuse me. The Carolina Panthers at Levi Stadium in San Francisco, 51-13, to go to 9-0 on this, to 8-0 on the season. They also are 8-0. The 49ers. The Houston Texans, and I have to give the game ball to Jimmy Garoppolo for that one. The Houston Texans beat the Oakland Raiders in Houston, 27-24, and I give it to Deshaun Watson again. I already mentioned the Browns lost, and Tom Brady, Sony Mitchell, and Julian Edelman got the game balls. It was 27-13, Patriots victory. You already know the Vikings beat the Redskins 19-9 on Thursday Night Football this past Thursday. The Seattle Seahawks beat the Atlanta Falcons 27-20. The LA Chargers came from behind and beat the Chicago Bears by 1 at Soldier Field, 17-16, and the Seahawks-Falcons game was at Mercedes-Benz Stadium in Atlanta. I forgot to mention that. The Detroit Lions beat the New York Giants 31-26 at Ford Field in Detroit. The Jacksonville Jaguars beat the New York Jets 29-15 at TIAA Bank Field in Jacksonville, Florida. And the LA Rams beat the Cincinnati Bengals at Wembley Stadium in London, England, 24-10, and the Rams go to 6-2, and the Bengals still remain winless. They are 0-8, and that's another thing. There are two of those games involve winless teams, the Bengals and Dolphins, but those aren't guaranteed wins by any means, unless the Browns can come out and play and show like that they can win. The Tennessee Titans beat the Tampa Bay Buccaneers 27-23 at LP Field in Nashville, Tennessee. The Philadelphia Eagles beat the Buffalo Bills at Ralph Wilson Stadium in Buffalo as the Bills fall to them 31-13. And the Indianapolis Colts came from behind and kicked the field goal and beat the Denver Broncos by 15-13. The New Orleans Saints beat the Arizona Cardinals at Mercedes-Benz Superdome in New Orleans, 31-9. And tomorrow night, the Dolphins and Steelers will square off at Heinz Field on Monday Night Football at 8:15. And right now, fully underway, tied at 14. The Packers and Chiefs are tied at 14. And they're playing at Arrowhead Stadium in KC. Matt Moore is starting in place of the injured Patrick Mahomes II. And Aaron Rodgers for the Packers. And the Packers are coming off a big win over the Raiders last week in week 7 last week, and they're going to be really looking to win this game on the road. I'm taking KC. My brother-in-law is taking Green Bay, and I'll take KC because I'm playing at home. And I really feel that KC is going to have the edge in this game because Matt Moore is just as good as Patrick Mahomes, and I feel that they're going to get the win in this game tonight. And we'll see what happens. And I feel the defense is really going to have to really put the pressure on Green Bay's defense as well, and Green Bay's offense as well. And the Chiefs are coming off a big win over the Broncos last week, 30-6, and I really feel the Chiefs are going to have to really, the Packers are going to have to put the Packers on the Chiefs defense, and the Chiefs are going to have to put the pressure on the Chiefs defense and offense as well. And I think this is going to come down to the wire. I think it's going to come down to the final few seconds to either a last-second field goal or a touchdown. I don't think it's going to go to overtime. But they're tied at 14 with 6:07 to go until halftime. Well, that's just about going to wrap it up for the Scott Sports 101 late games, post-game show, Sunday Night Football pregame show, and second quarter show. I will be back with the Sunday Night Football postgame show once the Chiefs-Packers game is concluded. And once again, I do apologize for my frustration with the loss with the Browns Patriots game, 27-13, because I was just so frustrated, and all of us Browns fans, the media is frustrated. And so I'll be back with the post-game show for Sunday Night Football once the Packers Chiefs game is concluded. But until then, always remember, be a team player each and every day in every way possible. So long, everybody. 3, 2, 1, I'm done.